people in this show, he beat people in the last show, it's a huge show, it's the Arnolds. And so I don't understand why people are saying he didn't deserve his card. The guy is clearly dominating against almost any amateur, so how could he still be an amateur? It's just ridiculous.
We saw a lot of, he told me he went up 6 pounds, and the posing, he put in a lot of work. Could you tell the posing was different?
He looked a bit better. I think he has miles to grow in the terms of the posing. Like, if there's one thing he could improve, it's definitely the posing. So although it's better, there's still a ways to go, which is only great for him. And I think he can still put on some more pounds of muscle. He can get even drier. He's added some pounds, but it's mostly water within the muscle. You can't put on like 6 pounds of muscle in a couple of weeks while dieting. That's just pretty much impossible. So in a year from now, he'll come back, he'll look even better than last time, and probably place even higher.
The main event, Mike versus Vissers, two phenomenal athletes. How did you see that one go?
So I think it can go either way. If you're looking purely at bodybuilding, Mike Sommerfeld would beat him in a bodybuilding competition. He had a completely dominant side chest, the legs, the hamstrings, it's crazy. The leanest glutes in the entire competition, unreal. Wesley Vissers, a bit softer in the glutes. If you're looking at classic physique, my opinion is classic should be slightly different than bodybuilding. I think Wesley presents a more, a physique that resembles guys from the past a little bit more. It's a little bit different. And so my personal preference, although I personally think Mike is going to win, I think he's going to win. I'm rooting.
Based off the conditioning and the...
Based on everything, I think Mike will win it, but I'm cheering for Wesley, but I think Mike will win. Wesley is so thick, so massive, but he didn't have quite the sharpness in the stomach that I've seen. I think he looked a little bit better at the Detroit and the Arnolds and previous, but it could go either way. They both look amazing. I'm glad to see Mike finally make a weight class and really nail it, and he looked great in this weight. But if I were coaching Summerfield, I would absolutely make him switch into the 212 or open without question. He's sacrificing so much muscle to make that weight class. He doesn't look as good as when he had that old pounds, like the 7 extra pounds, the fullness. And so if he comes in, I predict he would win the 212 if he made the switch to 212.
Whoa, he would beat Keon.
I think he
right
would
away.
beat Keon in next year, 1 year, putting all the pounds on, coming in at 212. His shape it's insane, and he has such detail. He doesn't have any stomach distension at all. I think he should switch to 212, see if he can win that, and then maybe switch over like Derek Lunsford and even try his crack at the open in the future.
Well, that'll be interesting if he does. Can Vissers turn it around for these hours now to get a little bit harder, you think, in the lower body?
I would definitely be trying to dry out if I was him. I would try. It's not the lower body so much. I think it's his stomach. I noticed when he's trying to flex his abs, he does it for about 1 second and switches into a vacuum pose. Typically, like Chris Bumstead used to do, because Chris Bumstead's weakness was his abs. He didn't really have a strong abdominal pose, so he switches to the vacuum, which is an amazing vacuum. And so guys who have really good abs, you want to show your abs off when you're doing, for example, a front double bicep. But I think Wesley knew that the vacuum would look better, and so he's only quickly showing abs, not quite as dry, quickly doing a vacuum pose.
I want to talk a little bit about yourself. Right now you have the biggest platform for bodybuilding and a little bit to social media, hot topics. You got the biggest subscriber base in the world right now, close to almost 3 million, correct?
2.4.
Talk to us a little bit. There's a lot of probably influence out there and people who want to be big in social media, but how is your work schedule? How do you make such a big impact? How is your work schedule? How do you get up with your daily routines to be able to keep this so big year after year after year?
I think I just love the sport so much, and so constantly from morning till night, I'm consuming content. So I'm watching everything. So like when I run into Ryan Terry, the first thing I'm saying is, my girlfriend's an eye surgeon. I saw your post about your eye. Let's talk about it. So I'm so invested in everything. I know everything about all the competitors. And so because of that, I'm able to talk knowledgeably about what's going on in the sport. Like I watch all Sam's videos. So when I see something happening, I'm able to do a video right away. I post as often as possible, probably 10 to 12 videos a week. And I think the more times you post, the more chance one of those videos goes viral. I choose topics that people care about, that are interested in. Like Sam is such a hot topic. Everyone wants to know what he's doing. So if I make 30 videos on Sam in 1 year, chances are somebody's gonna see it. So the more times you post, the more chance you will have that somebody will follow your channel, subscribe, and continue to watch.
And how do you stay authentic during this process? Because a lot of people are faking it to get bigger, I don't know. You are really authentic. You haven't changed. Well, you reinvented yourself a little bit, but you stayed the same, you know? How do you stay the same and not change who you are?
When I used to make videos, I used to try to like sound smart. I would watch Jeff Nipper videos and I'd be like, oh, it's really professional, he sounds really smart. And I would try to do those videos. They didn't really do that well. And then when I started just talking off the top of my head, basically like, oh, you guys think that The Rock is natural? That Mark Wahlberg's natural? What's wrong with you? Like, what do you, are you ridiculous? Like, why? Why would you think that? And the more I did videos like that, the more people were enjoying the content, and I would read all the comments. I'm like, I'm gonna lean into more of those videos. So I started doing videos about famous people and just saying exactly what I think. And rather than thinking, will they like this or not like this, I just don't give a shit what anyone thinks. So if you like me or hate me, whatever, I don't care, I'm making a video. And so if you don't care about what people say, you can be free to be yourself. So for example, when I post videos promoting Turkesterone all the time, you're like, oh, so you're a steakhouse salesman, it doesn't work. I'm like, I know it works, I use it, I'm not lying. And so I can say it, even though everyone's trying to make fun of you, putting you down, I'm like, keep doing that, it's only gonna fuel the fire even more, people are gonna talk about it even more. But if you worry about people making fun of you or saying bad things, you're not gonna be authentic to yourself, you're not gonna be true, and people are gonna sense that. So with me, having done videos, 500 a year for 6 years plus, it's hard to fake and be something that you're not for that long. If you only post one video a week, maybe you can seem nice or whatever, but if you're doing them every single day, there's nothing easier than just being yourself. So if you're just honest, you say what you think, and you don't lie, you're gonna go far.
But how do you deal with the negative criticism? When it's such a big platform, you get so many positive comments, but obviously a lot of negative also. Does that affect you? And if so, how do you deal with that?
I would say when I was younger, it used to affect me. And then there was a moment in grade 11 where I was doing a presentation and I was like, why am I nervous? Why do I care? I'm gonna go in front of the crowd, I'm probably gonna look stupid, I'm gonna say dumb things. If they receive me well, good. If not, I'm like, I gotta stop giving a shit about what other people think. As soon as I did that, life got easier. So I say oftentimes in my videos, I said, who cares about bro from Bangladesh? Like literally, you're never gonna meet this guy. He says you're ugly, they don't like your hair, you're a 5'6" manlet, you're a loser, nobody that was ever gonna like you. It's like, why would I care what that person thinks? To me, it's the same as if somebody from another planet wrote some comment or some robot wrote it. It's like, why would I care? They're not my friend, I'm never gonna see them. So I just don't care about the negativity. And if you can do that, nothing's bad. And if you actually look at my comments, or if I look at my DMs, 95% are over the moon positive. So if 95% of people are saying amazing things and 5% are saying bad things, well, I just listen to the good. The 5 times that somebody says something bad, it's like, is that really gonna affect me more than all the positivity? The problem is most people, they listen to the negative comments. Somebody makes fun of your nose, or somebody makes fun of your hair, or whatever it is, and you listen to that and forget about all the nice things everyone else has said.
Yeah, good advice. So for people wanting to start out in the social media, can you give me some advice from the beginning, what they should focus on, and what should they do in the beginning if they want to make it?
I think if you want to make it, you have to think, what can you do long term? What can you sustain? It's just like doing a fitness program. Are you going to be able to train twice a day for 2 hours every single day, 7 days a week? Probably not. So what can you do? Can you post every single day? If you can, do so. And do something that you're passionate about, because if you're not, how long can you do that? If I made videos all about lifting weights in the gym, like you don't often see me going to the gym and telling people how to do a proper bicep curl, because for me, I find that boring. Even though I have a master's in kinesiology and I have to train, it's not something fun for me. So when I do my videos, I like the topics, I enjoy recording the videos, and so it doesn't even feel like work, it feels like it's a good time. It's like going to the movies or going to eat with your friends. I like it. So if you can make videos about content that you enjoy, you're gonna keep going for a long time.
And how is it important for you to stay in shape? This is a fitness thing you're doing, and I'm seeing the veins, I'm seeing the upper pecs are still there. Talk to us a little bit about your nutrition and your training, and how important it is to keep yourself fit and staying young, because you look at least 10 years younger than you really are.
What's wild is I am 50 years old, and I thought...
You're 50?
50 years old. When I was 45, I thought, well, I'm only on HRT now. I'm gonna lose all my muscles. Because I used to blast cycles for about 10 years. So I'm on 140 milligrams a week. And I stopped training 7 days.
A real
140 milligrams test
That's
a
a
week.
real TRT. That's not... Yeah.
Yeah, not like, you know, sports TRT or whatever. My testosterone level 700 to 800s. I don't lie about what I'm taking. If I added in Anavar or Proviron or Deca or at GH, I don't take any of that. Every day I'm watching videos, people saying, this is what Greg actually takes. I'm like, but I don't. So what
It's a compliment though.
I mean, it's great. I love it. And what I'm shocked is how much muscle you can keep by training way less than you think. Like most people, they train hard for 3 months, they take 3 months off. I've trained since I was 10. I was a little bit bigger when I was on more steroids, but I haven't lost a single pound of muscle in 5 years, and I'm 50. I train on a bike 10 hours a week. So I do 10 hours of cardio per week, and a lot of it is hard. Like I raced yesterday morning, the night before, and I only lift weights twice a week for 90 minutes, 2 days a week. So to build muscle, all you have to do is hit each body part twice a week and go pretty hard, and that's it. If you train 6 or 7 days a week versus 2, you're gonna get 80% of the gains by only going twice a week. And so oftentimes less is more. What's sustainable? Rather than thinking, I have to lock in, I have to just eat perfectly, I have to do this, just do the middle, just the lowest, you know, the lowest amount of training that can make you the results that you need. And so my advice for people is to go heavy on cardio because that keeps you lean. No one would care if I walked around at 20% body fat. They would say, oh yeah, you have muscle, but you look chubby. So if you're lean, for men 15%, for women 25%, doing a lot of cardio, and just eating pretty healthy most of the time. Like I eat eggies and ice cream and stuff like that. I eat a balanced, you know, I don't just go crazy on all the diet foods. And if you just lift your body a couple times a week, that's all you need. Clearly, I would have lost muscle by now if it wasn't working. I thought for sure I'm gonna lose 10 pounds of muscle because I ride my bike so often. Like I don't plan to bodybuild ever again. I thought about making a comeback at 50.
Wait. You plan to come back in bodybuilding?
I was gonna compete this year in the 50 plus division, and I thought,
Master Olympia.
I like cycling too much. And if I diet, I'll have less energy to ride my bike. And every time I did a contest my entire life, I did 42 shows natural. I did 17 shows enhanced. I was natural for the first 20 plus years. Every single show, I felt like dog shit the last several weeks. No matter what, didn't matter if when I took steroids, I felt even worse because I dieted even harder because I wanted to get leaner. So if you're planning to do a show, plan on looking or feeling like shit, but looking amazing. So I was like, is it worth dieting that hard or taking steroids to compete and looking amazing, but not feeling amazing? I'd rather feel good than look good. And I'm thinking, but you can have both. I look good. I'm not as big as Sam Sulik, but like, do I need to be? You can be natural and be healthy and look good and live a long time and not have the fitness industry be the aesthetics industry. Because a lot of times people are abusing steroids. They care less about their health than their fitness and their life. And it's like this excitement on stage when you're young, or if you're a woman and you're competing in wellness and all this, it's fun. But if you're using steroids and your voice is changing, you're taking years off your life, you might reflect when you're 50, like me, and think, I shouldn't have done those steroids, I shouldn't have done those things. Because until I was 45, I was like, I have no regrets, none. Then I got a bit older and I'm like, wait a minute, what if I die of a heart attack when I'm, like, it's just not worth it. So when you're young, it feels like nothing can happen to me. You feel invincible. Trust me, when I took Tren the first time, I thought, it's not gonna do anything to me. I used to do triathlons. Then you reflect, you're like, yeah, that was a bad idea.
Well, we would love to see a comeback though. Just, wouldn't we guys like to see a one comeback? You see that?
See, it's tempting and it's fun, but it's like, I also think there's no way I could come back and use steroids because my message is that I used to abuse steroids and I have a message to not do it, to not make the same mistakes as I do. And if I came back, especially if I use steroids, if I did it natural, you know, it'd be all right, but it's very hard to look at your physique at much less than it used to be. And so for me to compete and have 10 or 15 pounds less of muscle than last time, you look at your physique and you're like, now what? I'm not as good. And so one of the problems with taking steroids, especially if you're young, if you're a teenager watching, if you use steroids and then you put on 20 pounds of muscle and you're like, yeah, I look good, but then the cycle has to stop and then the muscles shrink down and then you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I don't look as good as I used to. You develop body dysmorphia and it's a real thing, trust me. You're not gonna be as happy, and once you set foot on stage one time, you might be 5% body fat and then you go back to 10 and you're like, oh, but I don't look good at 10 anymore, even though 10 is crazy. But you have in your mind that you don't look as good. And so it's a very slippery slope. And to me, bodybuilding, it's only for like the top 1% that are really, really like self-confident and have the ability to go and do a show and look amazing and know that that is just for one moment in time, and that later on you're going to lose muscle, lose conditioning, lose size, and still have to live and look in the mirror every single day.
What's your favorite topic to talk about on your YouTube? Who's your favorite people?
Mike Isertel. Of course, Mr. Mike. Mike is S-tier entertainment. How can you not watch every single video and just laugh at this man? He's just the most entertaining guy you could ever imagine. Like, the fact that this guy actually is who he is. Like, that it's a real character, that he's not pretending. It's not a fake.
It's not a gimmick. He's
It's
legit.
not a gimmick. Like, what he says, the things that he dares to say, he does. Like, you have to think. Like, my advice: don't give a shit about what other people think. Mike doesn't give a shit what you think. The jokes he dares to do, the surgeries that he's done, sucking out the fat cells, thinking that, you know, I lost because of my tan. Like, the fact that he can say and do these things and not worry about it, like, it takes some balls.
Does he contact you when you make these videos?
We've only talked a few times in person.
Well, how
it
was
didn't
the
go
vibe?
well at all. It was not good conversation. And in text messages, like in DMs, maybe a few times, like 2 or 3 times ever, we just don't see eye to eye.
Who do you think is going to make an impact in that route this year? Who are we looking at? I saw Larry Wheels has a lot of things going on. We saw also Wes Watson's got a lot of things going on.
Oh, Wes is done.
Who's going to make
I think he'll get out of jail. Larry's transitioning to the world of streaming. So I don't think that the content, to make money on YouTube, you need to get like millions and millions of views, and it's expensive. Larry has to travel the world, very expensive. Streaming pays so much more. Like, a guy like Clavicular is going to be making millions of dollars from, you know, he went viral, and the streaming is so much money. If you're a guy like Will Tennyson getting a lot of views, Jesse James West or myself, you can make a living from YouTube like that. But if you're only getting like hundreds of thousands of views, it's not going to be enough. Streaming is just a different platform.
What's next for you? What's next for you this year? You got anything big coming, or you got any plans, or is it something you're dreaming about or you want to achieve this year?
Well, my personal goals that I'm into is cycling. My passion for cycling. I race bikes all the time. Like, it's all I think about. Ask my girlfriend. She's like, "Can you talk about that with your brother?"
Maybe that happened. When did love for that start to happen?
I did 13 years of triathlons when I was younger, and I stopped for whatever, like 25 years, and then I got back into it, and I said, I need to be healthy, because I would do like a 15-minute warm-up on the bike, and I was like, why am I out of breath? I used to be fit. I used to be a phys ed teacher. I used to be like a really healthy guy. And so I started doing that and got more and more into it, and then I got into Zwift, racing on that. Will Tennyson is even riding on the bikes. I'm trying to get other people to do this, and it's a very competitive atmosphere. It's the same fun as I would get from trying to set a PR on a bench press or a deadlift, except it's racing on bikes virtual. And so I do that every single day. It's my favorite thing to do.
Okay, so you'll be doing a lot of that this year.
I do it all the time. We even have an HCLT team, a bike racing team, where people they're mostly weightlifters that came over to doing bike riding. We have what's it called? Instagram group chat DM. So we all talk about our races, strategies. We sponsor some of the better riders in the world, and so we have a very competitive team in that sense.
Talk us a little bit, as you see the crowd, you're in the UK. How does it make you feel when you got this crowd coming out to see you from Canada, to America, here in the UK, to see this crowd listening to what you have to say still after all these years? I remember reading about you when I was almost a kid in magazines. You were a lot in the magazine as a cover model, actually, a fitness model, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do world records, cookbooks. You've done everything, but to still have this crowd now, when a lot of guys from your generation, they're nowhere to be seen. How does that make you feel?
It's unbelievable. I mean, I got famous or popular during COVID, so I didn't really know what it was like. So I was just sort of cooped up at home and making videos and talking, and then suddenly things opened up, and I would go to like a gym or go to a bar, and like every second guy that was 20 years old would come up and shake my hand or take a photo, and I was like, there's this many people that watch my stuff, and it was just unbelievable. And you don't really get a full experience until you attend like an Arnold's, and then you're like, I can't believe it. One experience at the Arnold's, it completely changes your life. I don't think there's any difference between coming here and meeting the fans and winning the Mr. Olympia. In fact, I would argue that it's better than winning the Mr. Olympia. To have that many people respect your videos and pay attention to you, because what people understand, out of 2.4 million people, like 1% are really diehard fans that have watched like maybe 1,000 videos. That's still like 24,000 people that watch like everything and listen to your advice, and they really get you. They understand what you're doing, because when you first watch my videos, you think, that's loud mouth screams like the parrot from Aladdin. Why is he acting like this? They don't really get you, but then if they watch more of your videos, they try to see I'm trying to help people, I'm trying to give a positive message, I'm trying to give advice, life advice. And so when you come here and you meet people, so many people, it's like a bucket, and every person you meet adds a drop of water, and it's like a compliments bucket, almost like a good feelings bucket. And so if I ever have a bad day, or I think, oh, this isn't going well, or maybe somebody bro from Bangladesh wrote too many bad comments, I'm like, I have this bucket, this reservoir of meeting all these people at the Arnold's, and I can never feel bad. Like, no matter what happens, no matter how bad of a day I have, it's like every day for me, I tell people, it's like Christmas morning. I can't express how happy I am. Like, it's the happiest I've ever been in my life. And every time I go to these events, it rejuvenates that feeling. It's incredible. Like, I wish everyone could experience it. Even 10% of what I feel, I've never had that in my life.
Before we go, can we get a little bit inspiration to the people now? What can they do to improve their lives, or to be able to find who they are, you know, to be happy? Like you're saying you're so happy, you know? How can they start? What should they do? What should they try to do to find who they are? So they also can be that happiness, because that happiness that you're saying, that's gotta be a great place to be.
I think that people have to find something that they like in this world and go after it 100%. I don't know what it was about me in my childhood or what have you, but every time I went after something, I really wanted it bad, and I just put everything into it. Whether it was studying in school, like when I was in high school, I had shitty grades. Like I would have 50s, 60s, 70s. The only thing I did good in was math. Then I went to university. I'm like, I really like kinesiology. I love the body, the human body, studying it. And all of a sudden, I had 90s in everything, and I had the highest average because all I did was study. It was so fun. And when I discovered bodybuilding, 100%, I trained so hard. It was so fun. Triathlon, same thing. So if you find something that you like, I don't care if it's not fitness, it's okay. Like, not everyone's gonna like fitness the way I do, but maybe you like a musical instrument, or maybe you like drawing. Like, you like something where every day you wake up and you're so excited to be alive because you get to do that. It's sad that some people, they just wake up and it's like, there's corn, they're watching corn, or there's maybe a video game where you just do this, or we used to do that when I was a kid. And it's like, they don't have a passion. And it's like, find a passion in this world and just chase after it. And that's what I get to do every single day. If it wasn't for cycling and I'm retired from bodybuilding, well, what would be that passion? If I was still into bodybuilding, I probably would still be taking steroids, because it's very hard to stop, because you look at yourself and I'm like, I look at these guys and I'm like, I used to look like that. I would like to do it again, but I realize it's not healthy, so I stick to cycling. So I have that passion to replace the powerlifting and the bodybuilding. So if all of you guys in the audience, if you can just find something that you really care about and just give it 100%, not half-assing it, full ass, go after it and be the best version of yourself, be the best that you can do. Not everyone can be the best in the world, but who cares? I'm not winning these bike races. I'm 50 years old. I'm not in the Tour de France, but I still go as hard as I can, and I just love it as much as anyone could love something. It's just, that's my advice.
Where can people meet you this weekend? You have your own booth, or you're walking around, or where can people take pictures with you, shake your hand? Where can people meet you at this Arnold UK?
I have no booth. We can meet right here, right after this, right now.
Yeah. So you can take it, you take pictures with everyone.
Yeah.
After it. Oh, wow. Okay, was a good one?
Thank you.
Thank you. And they can come to take pictures after right now, correct?
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab something back. Where's Mepsigram?
There you go.
Hey, Mepsigram. Maybe we can hang out, take photos together.
Well, thank everyone for coming, and get your pictures in, and thank you.
I think I'll just jump right down there.
There you go. Yeah, let's go.